So when I first started toilet training Sasha, I had no clue how to do this, where to go with this. It was totally new to me. You know, my son was like 3 years old, bam, boom, done. I mean, it was over. He was like the easiest kid in the world to toilet train. And I said to myself, you know, I'm reading all these things and doing my research, and that's what kind of person I am. I'm like, well, how do you train a special needs child? Like, what works for everybody else? So these are some of the things that I have found to work. And Sasha didn't start toilet training until about the 5 to probably 6-year-old mark. Before that, when she was first with me at home, I did strictly cloth diapers because she was with me all the time. And if she was with a family member, they completely understood that, you know, I wanted it hypoallergenic, I wanted no perfumes, no dyes, because her skin was so sensitive, and I did that. But then when we got into school's like, this is a total sanitary issue, we can't do cloth diapers. They threw this huge stink about it. So I had to go and get some other things, and the super undies, the ones that I'm going to show you, were actually the ones that I would send into school, and they were like cloth diapers, but they were a little more sanitary, so school would be on board with them. And when she first went to school at 3 years old, she was completely in diapers. I mean, we also used those 7th generation, completely, basically the recycled, the no bleach ones. And those ones worked extremely good too for her because there's no perfumes, no dyes. With regular diapers, she would get a complete rash all over the place. So when she went to school, you know, it was all great and everything. They had a changing place in pre-K and even kindergarten because she was that small enough. So they would do that in school, but then I felt I was getting to a point where school was somewhat pushing me, but I was like telling myself, you know, Sasha's dry in these diapers and she's just ready for that. So I think it was around the 5. Sorry, Sasha was calling me. So, excuse me. So basically, you know, it was how I started toilet training with Sasha is, you know, I'm like, we're going to achieve this. I just knew she was ready. She was staying dry, but she didn't really verbalize to me that, you know, she was just ready to get into this and proceed forward and try it out. And we had tons of accidents. This is definitely not foolproof that, you know, I just put her in underwear, we went about our business. I'm also going to insert a picture of the toilet I used. Insurance actually did cover a special needs toilet, but she was actually kind of freaked out about it because it was basically strapping her into a chair onto the toilet. So she has extremely long legs, but basically I put her into a little Bajorn toilet, and they'll seem to work really good for quite a while. I had one for home, and I actually put one in the back of my car because she was freaked out about, with her sensory needs, a lot of the public restrooms due to the fact that the automatic flushers completely freak her out. I mean, when people install those toilets for somebody who has sensory needs or hearing issues, those toilets are seriously loud. So, you know, she got the handle of it pretty well, and, you know, we went from, you know, diapers to special needs underwear to the other type of underwear, and that's what really seemed to work for us. And another big issue we've had in the past is, you know, when she was still having accidents or having accidents, but our other battle was public restrooms. They're so fantastic to give these like little trays in there for, you know, the cute kid up to like 4 or 5 years old. But when you have a special needs kid and you're trying to toilet train it, it's not like there's a great sanitary place to do this. And I didn't want to do it out in the open when Sasha got older because it's almost like, you know, people are looking, people are staring already. So I will insert another picture. I brought a yoga mat, and it was super absorbent and super thick, and that really seemed to work for us. And I still, when Sasha, you know, I think she's sick and she might have an accident, I bring it with us and I lay it on the bathroom floor with a whole bunch of wipes, and I put a cloth behind her head, and this has worked really well for us. But I wish that public restrooms would definitely go and make it a little more friendly for handicapped people and make bigger trays in there, because standing somebody up and trying to adjust everything was a huge battle on the toilet training thing for us. Sensory needs with Sasha and tags and the way clothes just feel in certain spots on her bodies. socks are still a huge issue with us. I have to feel inside the socks and warn all my family members that if you buy socks for Sasha, they can have absolutely no strings in there. With her sensory, she freaks out if a string is touching her toe. So the only underwear that I have found with her sensory needs to completely work is I buy off from a woman off of Etsy, and she makes them handmade. She makes them tagless, and also the ones that you buy like Walmart or Target are very tight in the leg type area and can leave like marks in there, and they're very like elasticy and just very tight. She doesn't like that tight feeling in all those areas. So I had to go and get special made underwear, as crazy as it sounds, because otherwise when we first started toilet training, she absolutely refused the other underwear. So I was at a loss. I'm like, what kind of underwear do we use? I buy a lot of things off Etsy, so this woman makes some great, many different types of fabrics for boys and girls. So that's what has worked for us. And also I'm going to show you a company called Super Undies. And they start to make them for really small kids all the way up to adults. And they're actually special needs underwear. They're great. Sasha still uses them at nighttime here and there along with her diapers. And you can put an insert in or you cannot. They're a little on the pricey side, but the quality is astronomical. I haven't found anything that works better. And they're almost like underwear, but they're absorbent. So if the child has an accident, it's not going to completely wet their clothes. And they're super comfortable for sensory needs too. So this is what I have found that works. These are the underwear that we currently use for Sasha. These ones are too big, but as you can see, there's no creases, there's no elastic. And these are the Super Undies that we have used. And this is what the tag looks like. And I'll put the link below. And you can put an insert in here if you want to, but we haven't done that quite sometimes. These are extra large. They come in also extra absorbent ones for nighttime. So I have found that has been the only brand that has truly held up for a special needs kid and how they wet. So if any of you are out there and you're toilet training or thinking about it, if your child or you feel is ready and it has special needs, don't let people tell you that that child will never be toilet trained, because that's what I thought with Sasha. I thought, you know what, she'll be wearing diapers for the rest of her life. A lot of my family members even go, well, what if she is? And I thought personally, like, we'd be in diapers, and like she just had the need to, it was a huge transition for us. Like I said, it was, from diapers to special needs underwear to a lot of accidents to special underwear to traveling with a toilet. It was a really big journey to toilet train. It wasn't like my son who didn't have special needs that we're over in 6 months. It was like a 2-year process for us to keep going through it, but we managed to do it. So if you guys have any tips or tricks, leave them down there for everybody else. And we'll talk to you later, and thanks for watching.